Do you need a Netrunner build that's both viable for the expansion pass as well as the base game, allowing you to do covert stealth operations, as well as being insanely dangerous on the battlefield, while also maintaining lore as well as conversationals that tie directly to your spec, with perfect stat positioning to align you with those lore decisions and contextuals? Then I got the Cyberpunk Stealth Netrunner for you. What's up, World Streamer? Back in video, we're checking out all things Cyberpunk. Okay, so let's just jump right into the build. Let's first go up to the character sheet. I'm going to explain the main stats and why they look like this. Mostly this is due to lore or the story stuff. Now, in conversationals, they will require a certain amount of kind of what you have in that stat, and I always wanted to be the technical Netrunner with a lot of technical ability, as well as high reflexes and intelligence, as well as having some stuff in cool as well, because there is some conversationals that require you to have cool, and there is some really cool dialogue options there that you could miss out on, and so this is definitely a good play in my opinion. This is what you'll look like. Now I'm also going to have a picture up that what it's going to showcase of what the stats should look like around midway through your playthrough. I believe it's like 10 intelligence and 12 technical ability. This can vary depending on whose side quest you're doing and what you're doing, but again, did all the major side quest stuff, did all the main story stuff, and this is kind of where you're going to be leading off into going into PL or Phantom Liberty. Let's jump quickly into technical ability, as this is where our second most amount of points are. We got a lot of stuff with recharge rate here for our health, which is mainly due. So we're going to Glutton for War, but then we're also going to go into First Aid. Again, this is all to do and will all coincide with stuff we have in our intelligence tree, which I'll show in just a second. And so we want to get basically health items and stuff to be recharged quite quickly if we can. We're also going to go to all things cyber, of course. We're going to get a nice minus 20% cyber capacity cost for a lot of things. Really going to help out there. We're going to need that. Plus 4 Cyberware capacity on Resonance Punk. That's a good one. Chrome Constitution, minus 5% incoming damage for all systems, and Skeletal Cyberware. Another good one if you want to reduce the damage. I before had the Chipware Connoisseur, but I wasn't upgrading and haven't upgraded out of tier 4 yet, and so I've kind of taken that off for now. All Cyberware gain an additional modifier. This one's really cool here. So we put that one on driver update. That's a nice one to have. And then we have 1 into license to Chrome, which is plus 10 to all Cyberware stats. Really, really good. And the third one will unlock Cyberware Skeleton. New slot for Cyberware Skeleton. However, I don't have anything too much in Skeleton, so I haven't put that up to 3 yet, but you can. Jumping into intelligence, we go here really, really quickly. We got optimization for 35% RAM. Basically, we're trying to increase our RAM recovery here, and we're going to go into overclock essentially for this build. So we're getting RAM reduction here by approximate propagation, another RAM reduction. We go into here to embedded exploit, another RAM recovery. We got quick hack damage, really, really good for that. Also distraction and covert hacks will get the kind of increase there as well. And then we get the minus 100% trace progression. This is also going to coincide with another cyberware that we have, so it's going to be really good there. We're going to go up into here. We're going to take overclock fully and get that overclock so we can go past the amount of RAM that we have currently, since we don't have a ton with a lot of our stuff, especially starting out leveling. We'll go into overclock here, our power surge, which will give us 5 times your max RAM as health, which is incredible for us. It's going to be really, really good when we're low health. Basically, we're going to use all of our RAM and then activate overclock. It's the best way to do that, is use most of all of your RAM and then activate the overclock. By the time you're in a fight, really won't need the health, but it is nice. Some sublimation, another really good one. When overclock is active, all RAM recovery also regenerates health. Another really good one. And then Blood Daemon, we get more health while overclock is active for each quick hack queued on an enemy after the time of neutralization, or after the time they kind of pass. So that's really good for us. We're going to be regenerating health. We'll jump down into here. Eye in the Sky, minus 1 RAM cost and plus 50% restoration. Really, really good. Counter hack. That's a good one for Netrunners, although you won't see a ton during your storyline, so you can kind of take that out if you don't want them. Hack Q, another good one, plus max RAM. We want that. And then we got quick hack Qs, which also coincides with our perks over here. Great one. Data Recycler, after neutralizing enemy, recover 80% of the RAM cost. Again, that's coinciding with our Blood Daemon. Really, really good there. We're going to be regenerating a lot of RAM. And then also plus 25% RAM recovery from feedback loop. More RAM recovery. And then Q Accelerator, we got plus 1 RAM, minus 1 RAM cost, plus 1 quick hack Q size. We're definitely going to want that, of course, as that coincides with our other perks in the Q size and our upload speed for the third perk. And the Q is at 60% increase. Really, really good there. But we also want to do that 3 of 3 so that we can get Q prioritization. Another 50% upload speed for the first 2 quick hacks. Minus 1 RAM cost on Q hack route, which leads us into the Blood Daemon so we can get both of that there. And then, obviously, in our bottom right, we got Car Hacker. Just another really cool one. Fun to use. Jumping into the other ones, we have Cool, which I just have Feline Footwork right now, and Blind Spot. It's going to help us with stealth missions. You're going to need a lot of Cool to get different things if you want throwing knives. You're also going to need a lot of Reflex if you're going to want the Air Dash. So unfortunately, we don't have that. Slippery, another good one here. Decent one. Faster you move, the more difficult enemies to shoot you. That's a good one. And then we got increased slide distance. Could also increase climbing and vaulting speed here. There's some other cool stuff. Allows reloading while sprinting, vaulting. Probably even add that on here since I have extra points, or I had a little extra point there that I could use. We'll throw that in there. And so you could also take that for muscle memory. There's some few things here. You could also take shooting while vaulting, sliding. Another really cool one there. Definitely a cool perk point to use. In fact, I'll even swap out sliding distance for that one. That one does sound a lot more fun to use. And so I'll need to experiment more with Reflex and Cool Tree. Body, obviously, we don't have anything in 2. We just have 3. Now, you will see I have the extra perk points here, but I did want to save those as I did a few side gigs and stuff for credits to level up other different things. So I kind of left 4 perk points there. And attribute points, I left a few that we weren't going to take. And that is just mostly to do with kind of being up to date with the story and the conversationals to make sure that I had enough if I needed to upgrade anything. I always like to have some left to spare over, especially since we can only reset our attributes one time. Jumping into our Cyberware really quickly, we're going to go over the main stuff, then we'll go into the operating system and the Cyberdeck. Another big note for legs, if you do want double jump, you really only need the green ones. You don't even really need the blue ones, tier 3. The reason being is it's just double jump. It's going to add more armor. That's a big thing with the kind of tier upgrades. But if you don't care for the armor, then it's not a big deal. Another big one is the int, in the int system. Here we have optical camo, really fun and cool one to use. Minus 70% visible to enemies. That's a fun one for our covert operations. Krenzenikov, which slows time down when you dash. People love this one, and it's really fun to use for slowing down time, which also can coincide with the Synapse Accelerator, which is a really good one. This slows down time by 30% when enemy detection. Another really, really fun one to use. I noticed that also the purple tier didn't seem to give more time, I believe. I believe green to blue did, but not onto tier 4 rather. Now, also another good one that coincides with all this is the automatic or atomic sensors, which increases your movement speed proportional to the enemy's detection, plus 38% maximum movement speed at 80% detection. Really, really good for getting out of kind of sticky situations there. We also have this Krenzenikov boost system, another really good one that we're going to be playing around with. This increases the kind of reflexes of the user. We got minus 100% stamina cost when shooting, slows down time by 10% relative to the enemies. Really, really good one here. It's also going to be slowing down time, and the stamina reduced cost is really good. And we have some RAM upgrades here for the RAM stuff. X disk is also good, 5 RAM there. And we also have the upload speed for quick hacks. There's some other cool stuff here. Nothing too crazy that you're going to need, mostly pertaining to RAM. Other than that, everything else is kind of just carry weight and things like that. So we'll jump into the Cyberdeck here really, really quickly. We go with Short Circuit. Short Circuit is incredible. Does so much damage. It really is just kind of like a fast-acting damage ability. Really good for combat. We're also going to go into Control Weapon or Weapon Glitch. Another really good one for taking a sniper out of it for a second while you deal with kind of the ground troops. We also have Sonic Shock. Sonic Shock is untraceable. Deafens the enemies, scrambles comms, and cloaks you. Really good for covert operations and stealth. We also have Bait, which lures an enemy. Another good one for stealth missions. Ping, I love this one because it kind of showcases where things are located at, where terminals are at, or where the computer system's at, so that way you can disable all the kind of cameras in the room. We have Reboot Optics. Obviously, this is another good one. This is a control hack. It's not going to be untraceable there, but it blinds an enemy and adds that 15% headshot damage. That's a really good one for boss enemies. And then System Collapse. This is a great ultimate in my opinion. Completely untraceable, knocks on an enemy. It's going to use a little bit more RAM than what we have, but we can use it with overclock. But then we get minus 12 RAM cost for a short time after reducing trace progress. That again coincides with what we had in our perk tree, 100% reducing the trace progress. That's incredible for us. Really going to kind of combine well with that perk that we have. You could go into Cyberware Malfunction, although I kind of find that only really good for net runners. You could go into Detonate Grenade, another decent one. Request Backups, also kind of cool. Obviously, this one's fun to use, but it's not untraceable. There's some other few things that you could go into, but for the most part, if you want untraceable covert hacks with also combat hacks, this is probably your best bet. Now, that's it about cover for today's video. If you like, and subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.